Hello friends, this video on 3-dimensional geometry part 8 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Before watching this video, please make sure that you have watched part 1 to part 7. Now let's take the equation of line that passes through 2 points. So there are 2 points. So let this point be A and this point be B. So there are 2 points given. These points are red actually. There are 2 points given. I have to find the equation of the line. Right? This has to be a straight line. So this has to be a equation of this line. The line is the red. And that equation will come out to be R is equal to A plus lambda B minus A. How I am doing this is, I am taking any vector R. So let this point be x, y, z in this, right? And let this be my vector R. Any point in this line. Because my line is this, so I can take any point in this line and let this point be x, y, z and this vector be R. This vector is A and this vector is B. Correct? So when I am saying R vector is equal to this vector plus this vector. This vector plus this, obviously R vector will be this vector plus this vector. Let me put some point here. Let me put this point N here. So R vector is nothing but my A vector plus this vector. Let this be capital A and this be capital B plus AN vector. Correct? So AN vector is nothing but, if you see, some lambda into AB vector. Correct? Because the length is different. So I'll multiply with this some lambda because the magnitude will change but the direction is all same, right? So this becomes lambda into AB vector is what? B vector minus A vector. This AB vector, if you see, is nothing but B vector minus A vector. Please note, AB vector, if you see in this case, is B vector minus A vector. Correct? B vector minus A vector is AB vector. So I have AN is lambda into B vector minus A vector. So if you see, this becomes lambda into B. And that is my equation of the line passing through 2 points. So I have 2 points A and B. My equation of the line is R vector is nothing but A vector plus lambda into B minus A vector, because I'm talking about AN vector. So AN vector will be some lambda into AB vector because the magnitude is different. AB vector is this big, AN is a little smaller, so the change in magnitude, so we multiply in some constant lambda and that becomes some AN vector for some value of lambda. And thus I get, same thing I apply, I have this vector, I have this vector, you add these two vectors, you get R vector. Correct? So please let me repeat. So equation of the line, I have two forms. One is A vector plus lambda L vector, where the line passes through point A and parallel to line L. Or I have A vector plus lambda B vector minus A vector, where equation the line passes through these 2 points. Correct? So this is pass through A vector and B vector, and this equation is for pass through A vector and parallel to L vector. Correct? So I have 2 forms of equation in the vector form. Please note, R is equal to A plus lambda L passes through A parallel to L vector. R is equal to A vector plus lambda B minus A vector passes through vector A and B. So now let me derive the same thing for the equation of line that passes through 2 points in the Cartesian form. So I'll use the same equation here. R is equal to A vector plus lambda B vector minus A vector. And let's assume A vector is x1i plus x2j, x1i plus y1i plus z1i j k is my A vector, and the B vector will be some point x2i plus y2j plus z2. Why I'm taking this way? Because if I have this line and I'm taking 2 points x1, y1, and x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, since this is my variable point x, y, z, and this is my known points x1, y1, z1, and this guy is x2, y2, z2, right? These are known points, and this is unknown point x comma y comma z. This is an unknown point, right? This star with the known points, unknown point. So this guy is a vector, and let's suppose this guy is b vector. So I have 2 points, and this r is a variable. So let's assume r is xi plus yj plus zk. Let's use the formula, same formula. R is equal to a vector plus lambda b vector minus a vector. So this becomes a vector is this guy x1 I cap, y1 j cap, z1 k cap, right? x1, y1, z1 plus lambda into b vector is what? x2, y2, z2, x2 I cap, y2 j cap, z2 k cap minus a vector x1 I cap, y1 j cap, z1 k cap, right? This is my b vector minus a vector. You see, this is b vector, this is a vector, and this is again a vector. So this comes out to be x1 plus lambda into x2 minus x1, this whole thing into I cap, plus y1 plus lambda into y2 minus y1, the whole thing into j cap actually, yeah, this plus z1 plus lambda into z2 minus z1 k cap. Correct? And this is equal to r is nothing but x cap, I cap, y cap, z cap. So this guy is nothing but x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, right? So you compare these two, I get x is equal to x1 plus lambda x2 minus x1, y is equal to y1 plus lambda y2 minus y1, and z is equal to z1 plus lambda z2 minus z. These are the values of x. Again, we'll find the lambdas in all. So I get lambda is here is x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. Similarly, in this case, I get lambda as y minus y1 by y2 minus y1. Here I get lambda as z minus z1 by z2 minus. So I equate lambda in all these three cases. So I get the equation of the line as x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. This lambda is equal to this lambda, y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 is equal to this lambda, z minus z1 by z2 minus. So this is the equation of the line that passes through x, y. Correct? This is x minus x1 by x2 minus x1 is equal to y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 is equal to z minus z1 by z2 minus z1, where line passes through x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. Correct? Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.